Welcome to the WatchOut channel. I'm the Haunting Hour 17, passionate about a classic, hinting at a specific time for paranormal activity and content. The video I will share is from the uploader ChezzOid, the video, whether they have truth or not. You are the one who will judge what you have seen and what you have been touched by in the videos. Maraming salamat po and enjoy scary watching.
In this video, a man named Benji explores an abandoned house where something very unsettling takes place. This is part of Benji's job, guarding and inspecting abandoned properties to prevent intruders from destroying or vandalizing them. But in this particular house, something unusual keeps happening. Benji admits it's the one place he genuinely dislikes checking. He often encounters trespassers and intruders there. He even filmed an entire series about this house and the mysterious figures who keep breaking into it. But this specific video was the one that frightened everyone. Here's what was caught on camera.
Ayun. There is somebody in here. I know you're in there, man. Hello? Police! I know you're in there, man. This is in your house, man. Oh, it smells like
A door opened by itself, startling the filmmaker. His first thought when he saw it move was that someone had broken in. Strangely enough, this time it wasn't what he expected. Eventually, he concluded it must have only been a draft. Then, a trespasser walked out of a room that appeared to be completely empty. Later that evening, Benji returned to the house and recorded the following.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
It happens quickly, but when the footage is slowed down and zoomed in, you can make out a figure standing inside that same room. At first it was barely noticeable, but on review it became clear. When he looked again and saw nothing there, Benji hurriedly left the house. It remains unknown whether this was the same intruder who had broken in earlier during the day, or if it was an entirely different trespasser. This is Zach Cadam, a YouTuber you might know from his channel Catch 'Em All Fishing. Zach has built a reputation for his bold and inventive style of fishing, often coming up with unusual ways to land his catch. But his curiosity doesn't stop with fish. He's equally fascinated by snakes, capturing each of his encounters with these elusive creatures on camera. Zach is not someone who scares easily, but today he's about to push himself in a way he never has before. The date is June 23rd, 2022. On this day, Zach ventures into an abandoned underground city in search of a python. Usually, he brings friends along for expeditions like this, but this time he chose to go alone, a choice that could come back to haunt him.
I'm going to show you where I am right now. Hold on. Uh-oh. So, before I get too deep in here, I just want to let you all know I'm looking for snakes right now, for pythons. And honestly, feel like I shouldn't be in here. Hello? Hello? Guys, it's really creepy in here. And it's really big. Hello? God, there's so much going on. Hello? That goes on forever. Oh no, this place is huge.
The underground network is enormous, and the deeper Zach goes, the more the unsettling atmosphere begins to wear on him. Every sound bounces and multiplies off the walls, creating an eerie effect. He doesn't realize it yet, but this is only the start of an ordeal far scarier than he could have imagined.
This place is just never ending. It's like everything looks the same. All the walls are like the same color and stuff. And there's so many places like that the snakes can get through, like air vents. And guys, this is honestly like, this is spooky right now. What? Hello? Oh my God. Oh hell no. Hell no. Oh crap. The voices stopped. The voices stopped, guys. What the? I guess it could be someone. Dude.
Without warning, strange voices begin to echo through the structure, proof that Zach is not as alone as he thought. A heavy unease sets in, that chilling realization that he's not safe. Unsure of who might be out there, he decides to keep absolutely silent, hoping he won't be noticed.
Wish me luck, guys. I gotta shut off my light. I don't know what's going on.
Before we continue watching, many of us haven't subscribed to our channel. Maybe we can press the subscribe button and hit the notification bell icon. Please like it too, so you can be updated on all our videos. Maraming salamat po, and enjoy scary watching.
Agonizing minutes, listening as the voices gradually fade into silence. When the stillness finally returns, Zach carefully turns his light back on. Realizing it's too dangerous to stay, he decides to retreat, choosing safety over confrontation. Later, while editing his footage at home, Zach stumbles upon something chilling, something he hadn't realized he captured at the time.
What the heck? It's leaking outside from somewhere. What?
Hello?
Hearing a noise to his side, Zach turns his camera and records a figure in the next room, standing motionless, staring directly at him. He hadn't seen it in the moment, but recalls the feeling of being watched the entire time. It's a disturbing reminder of how often we take the safety of our everyday environments for granted, unaware that danger can appear in the most ordinary, unsuspecting moments. And yet, what you've seen so far is nothing compared to what comes next. This guy's name is Alex, and he is a YouTube blogger from Russia. Together with his friends, Alex heads out to explore an abandoned hotel. During their investigation, they discover that the building is literally falling apart. However, the basement levels were still in relatively good condition. Once they descended into the basement, the group repeatedly heard footsteps that did not belong to them.
Что за шутки?
Я говорю, ребята, это шаги сейчас.
Прям в ту сторону шаги. Если кто-то шутит, то мне не смешно. А кто шутит? Ты, Юнус. Я не понимаю, кому...
Алло, ребят, тут кто-то есть? Народ!
The bloggers were already preparing to leave when they were suddenly attacked by a squatter armed with a knife. The aggressive man had taken over the abandoned building and was living there. Here's what happened next.
Кто такие опустили камеру быстро! Быстро, опустили свет! Опусти,
Так, стоп, мужик.
Опусти свет! Быстро, блядь! Кто такие
Ну, мы снимаем здесь.
Чё, ну, блядь?
Для ютуба.
Кто такие Я тебя спрашиваю.
Просто, мужик, успокойся, просто снимаем.
Чё ты просто, блядь? Камеру положил сюда быстро!
Все, ничего.
Слышь, положил, я сказал, на землю.
Ладно, Сань, положи камеру.
О, понял, что,
Окей,
блядь?
всё.
Нет. Кто такие Чё здесь третесь? А?
Просто снимаем видео, просто снимаем
Видео.
видео, будем по заброшке снимаем.
Делаешь мне, да? Выключи фонарь, не не свети мне, понял?
А в чем проблема?
Слышь, в чем проблема? Чё сюда приперся? Вы знаете вообще, чья это территория?
Чья?
Моя, нахуй, моя территория, третесь. А?
Ну, приехали, поснимали, в чем проблема?
Мы уйти можем.
Уйти вы
Без
просто
проблем.
так можете. Ща. О, сука. Чё за пукалка, а? Чё ты, убери,
Сумку убери, нож положи свой.
а, суча. Опусти камеру.
Не бери камеру.
Камеру, положи камеру. Мужик, алло, послушай, все, давай мы успокоимся. Мы сейчас просто смалим, и проблем нам никаких не нужно.
Проблемы. Сейчас у вас проблемы будут.
Какие у нас проблемы? Ну давай, подойди, устрой проблемы мне.
А, сука.
Если нужно, наложим на лицо маску, все что хочешь. Тебя не видно будет.
Если я, сука, слушай меня, блядь. А? Устроили тут мне, сука, блядь. Если я увижу где-то запись, я вам, сука, понятно, тварь?
Так, успокойся.
Поняли меня?
Успокоился, мужик.
Все, съебались нахуй отсюда, быстро забрали все, съебали, поняли? Убери руку, нахуй.
Куда убери руку? С ножом,
Давай,
блядь! С ножом стоит тут!
Ладно, пацаны, пошли.
After that, the group grabbed their equipment and got out of there as quickly as possible. Luckily, the cameraman had a non-lethal pistol with him. Although such a weapon only looks threatening and wouldn't stop a mentally unstable maniac, it was enough to scare him off. As we can see, the footage from this terrifying encounter inside the abandoned hotel still ended up being uploaded to the internet. In March 2022, YouTubers Meg and Chris uploaded a new video to their channel, Back in Time MC. In it, they shared footage from their visit to an abandoned farmhouse in the United Kingdom. In the video's caption, they mentioned that they had found an entry point through an open side window. Judging by its neglected state, the farmhouse hadn't been repaired in many years. The floor was covered in leaves and cobwebs, dusty, unused boots, and several dead animals were scattered around. On a bedside table lay shotgun shells. Signs that someone had been there more recently included a relatively new light bulb in one of the bedrooms and a few neatly folded belongings in the closet. Based on the photographs Chris found on the shelves and hanging on the walls, it was clear that a family with at least 4 children once lived here. As they continued their exploration, Meg and Chris went into one of the upstairs bedrooms, where they noticed a surprisingly thin strip of carpet laid out on the floor. What they didn't notice upon entering was that someone was actually asleep in the bed.
Look in that wardrobe.
I'll just squeeze and touch you. Can I help you?
Oh my god! Fucking hell! You're alive!
What?
Fucking hell, man.
You live in here, you can't live in here. Yeah?
No!
Which way I can't?
We thought it was abandoned. We thought it was abandoned.
You can't live in here.
Holy shit. Are you okay?
Only when they made noise did the woman wake up, startling them. Although her face was blurred out, presumably out of respect, it was obvious from her voice that she was elderly. During their conversation, she explained that she had no relatives who could take her somewhere less bleak. Out of kindness, Meg and Chris kept her company and tried to better understand her situation. She introduced herself as Jane, and for the next 10 minutes, they asked her about her life and how she had ended up in this abandoned farmhouse. Thanks to their compassion, the initial shock of finding an elderly woman asleep in such dire conditions quickly turned into a heartfelt exchange as they talked about each other's lives. Astonishingly, Jane had been living in the derelict farmhouse for nearly 3 decades. Despite offers of food, new clothes, and bedding from others, she always refused, insisting that she was content living as she was. She explained that, although the house was not her property, the farm workers were aware of her presence. They brought her food and water every day. In an emotional moment near the end of their encounter, the couple agreed to visit Jane again soon. It could have been a heartwarming ending, but the caption Chris and Meg added at the end of their video cast a darker shadow over the situation. In it, they explained that they had done some research to uncover the name of the farm and its owner. They even received a message from someone who knew about the farmer. Chris explained that the informant was aware of Jane's living arrangements and the fact that she was cohabiting with the farmer. Despite the obvious hardships, she was being looked after, and she herself had chosen this way of life. Her husband, the informant added, frequently checked on her. Even so, Jane was not someone who easily accepted help from anyone.
We thought
How did you get in?
there's a window that's open downstairs.
Window open?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an open window. What we do,
We do
take
videos on.
pictures of like old farmhouses because we're really interested in it.
Oh.
We thought it was abandoned because of this.
No.
You live in here.
Oh
How
no.
do you live in here? Is there no way you can go and look at it? Do you not think it's a bit...
It is worth noting that Jane may not have been entirely truthful about her circumstances. Although she claimed that the farmer was her only source of support, the informant told Chris that Jane also had a brother who tried to look after her. Chris, skeptical of this information, continued his own investigation. He discovered that the farm did not appear in any land registry records. Furthermore, he found another property listed under Jane's name, which he had owned from 1986 to 2015. When Chris visited that estate, he observed that it was just as neglected and run down as the farmhouse. Having heard 2 conflicting versions of Jane's story, one from her and one from the informant, Chris decided to reach out to Adult Social Services. In response, he received an email that read, "Good morning. Thank you for your email. I can confirm that Adult Social Services are aware of this lady. However, I cannot provide you with any further information. We appreciate your input and the details you have shared, and we thank you for reaching out with your concerns." Chris asked the person who had contacted him to pass along a message to Jane, letting her know that he and Meg would be happy to visit her again if she wished. After that, there was no further news about the elderly woman, and it is likely that we will never know what became of her. The only thing that can be said with certainty is that if anyone else decides to explore the abandoned farmhouse in the future, they will likely face the same situation that Chris and Meg did. In May 2014, a video was recorded that years later in 2022 was discovered in the forest, buried under soil and leaves. It was uploaded online under the title, "Lost Footage Found Near an Abandoned Hideout." Two teenagers were exploring an abandoned building covered in graffiti. One of them began spray painting over the old markings. That's when they heard a strange sound.
That's weird. Yeah.
Wait, do you want to keep this or should I take it with me?
Oh, let me keep it. That's some nice graffiti.
At first, they assumed it was just an animal. The second time, however, it made them uneasy. They took turns holding the camera while inspecting the building. The girl stepped outside but didn't see anyone. Yet only a few minutes later, a masked figure suddenly appeared in the doorway, rushing inside and knocking the boy to the ground. He seemed to lose consciousness.
What? What the hell?
Later, he got back up and fled into the forest, dropping the camera along the way. Eventually, he found his friend hiding among the trees, and together they escaped. What exactly happened that day, and why this masked individual attacked the teenagers, remains a mystery.
Please like and subscribe to my WatchOut channel. This is a big help to me as a content creator. So be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated, because I am old, so please, and to give you many scary and horror videos to come. Maraming salamat po, and see you again. In my next videos, I'm the Hunting Hour 17.